Welcome back to module number 3, part number 2, the meat and bones of your business. Let's get right into it, marketing. But first, remember last time we learned how to educate your customers to create value, how to create effective content, effective free content, what types of content to use, and now we'll learn how to take that and get it in the hands or in the eyes in front of other people and convert content to sales. Yeah. So content to educating to converting. That's the goal here. Turning your content into sales. You want to gather the emails in exchange for content, reaching out and converting followers into customers, and then following up. We're getting closer, as you can see, to that playbook in module number 5. Getting close to the playbook, so get ready for it. All right. So call to actions. What are call to actions? Well, it's a way to entice someone to give you something in return for something. Likely an email in return for a piece of content. So you want to create awesome content, trigger an incentivized call to action, collect that email with a not immediate hard sell. You're looking at the long-term value of your customer with their email and will, like we said before, remember, email is the best way to make a transaction happen compared to social media. We've seen those numbers jump to historical percentages higher for email rather than social. But you want to use social to your advantage to get people to sign up for these for this information. Transactionally, to do transactions though, we've seen that the email is higher than social. So what really are we talking about here? Well, a call to action is an instrument to the audience to provoke an immediate response, usually using an imperative verb such as call now, find out more, or visit a store today. Here's a great example of a call to action. So this is in a post about growing your email list. And there's the 13-point resource guide that an individual can download to receive this piece of information. So you're giving them something, this PDF resource guide, in return for their email. Why are you doing that? Because their email is worth a ton of value. It's worth a ton of money. Why? Because it still goes into their inbox. CTA, when you see that, is call to action. So you want to define the value in an easily recognizable number. Push immediacy, example, sign up versus download now versus get this. Immediacy is important. So if you're too broad, people don't understand. If you're giving someone a file, it's a download now. If you're sending someone a video, you want to say something around download the video now. If you're too broad, people will not download it at a higher rate than if you're very specific. Sign up for the email newsletter now, not just sign up. What are you signing up for? Do you understand the difference there? Sign up now. What am I signing up for? Rather than join the newsletter now or download now compared to get the file now. Those are all great examples as to having a stronger call to action to get someone to do what you want them to do, which is put their email in return for the piece of information that you're sending out. Make it super easy to understand and to implement. Make it super easy for people to understand what they're getting, relate to the visitor. And this is not about you, but how you can help or educate. People are looking to find out how they can get 10 hours into 1 hour, 1 hour into 1 minute. How can you get that information there? So if I don't have time to read a blog post like this blog post that the call to action was geared towards, but I can download the resource guide that I can compress all that information very quickly. I'd rather do that. So it's about breaking things down and getting information to people as quickly as possible so that they can become experts on any given topic. This is not about you, but how you can help or educate. You must collect data, email, phone number, etc. Whatever piece of data you want. It could just be an email. It could just be the phone number. But a piece of data that you can then take advantage of. If you just ask for someone's name and don't have any kind of contact information, you're not going to be able to do this. I recommend getting at least the email from the individual. So how can you collect this information? Well, you can do it through MailChimp, through lead pages, through Aweber. We'll give you all that kind of information in the download guides below so that you can have the resource guide available as to all the tech that you need to use in this course. So you don't have to spend any time figuring out which ones to use. We'll make it super simple and easy for you to do that. Give away a solid material, but not your arsenal. Give away 30% of your goodies, but not the whole thing. Again, this is free content. And we're going to get to this in the next module about the funnel. However, it's about giving away content at that very broad level and then enticing someone to start funneling them down so that one day, very soon, they will become a paying customer. Pick your end goal and move backwards. If you're looking to sell coaching, target the audience from a previous module, acquire them through signups and educational material, strong call to action. So if your goal is to sell coaching, you want to be giving examples on ways that people can grow. Example number 1, 13 ways to alleviate your body pain. So you want someone to sign up? Yes, I have pain. No, I'm okay with not being in pain. So the great thing here is for the people that are in pain, you simply click the box. For that who's not, okay, move on. Example number 2, don't waste a doctor's visit on pain you can relieve today. Download the report now. Don't waste a doctor's visit. That's interesting. So that's going to cost me a copay plus the time when I can do it today. I'll download that report. Other ways that you can market these types of content through a webinar. And there's a ton of webinar software out there. We'll also provide that in the tech download file. And what's great about webinars, it's a way for you to get a lot of information out there. You could also do a podcast, right? So the difference, I guess, between a webinar and a podcast is just sound, where a webinar is video plus sound. So you get the slides plus the sound, where a podcast is there. What's great about both of them is usually they're recorded, so you can see them at a later given time. And that way you can just have that information saved on the web so that people can find you at a later time. This is one of my favorite posts in the entire course. This is one of my favorite slides in the entire course. How to write a Facebook post. A lot of you guys have been asking, how do I do it? Zach, I just don't get it. I think I have a lot of good information for people, but I just don't understand how I can get my information out to them. Well, what's great about this is, remember how we were talking about how people scroll through? Well, that image right there is something that's interesting, right? It's people waiting in the DMV. I hate waiting in the DMV. Look, I probably need to go to the DMV right now, but I don't want to go there. I don't want to wait in that line. I don't want to meet with those people. I don't know their how they choose who's up next, but I always am in there, and it's 2 or 3 hours, and it's a pain in the butt, and I can't stand it. So you show a picture that relates to people. Then you want to have a sentence that is the problem statement, or the problem, or just the statement. Tired of waiting in line for the DMV? How do you take... So now you want to take the words, and so you want to first say the problem or the statement. So are you tired of waiting in line for the DMV for hours? Okay, so you have the picture. Now you're reinforcing it with words. People know what that is. And then a link, a link basically in here, it's dmv.org/get out of line. And then an enticing call to action. Click here to find 20 ways to speed up the process at the DMV. And so the goal is to get people to click that link. And by making it seem easier for them to do so, they're more likely to click it. So we do an event at Hatch. So how can you do this non-digitally? So we do an event once a week at Hatch. It's a coffee meetup. It lasts 1 hour a week, and it's a way for us to get in front of a lot of people really, really quickly. So we call it Coffee Downtown. And the original goal, I kid you not, was just to get rid of 16 pounds of coffee. We had just put on an event, and we had 16 pounds of extra coffee, and I was like, how are we going to do this? So once a week, we have a no-agenda meetup with free coffee. The original idea was simply to get rid of coffee and meet new people. It was a morning meeting, and morning meetings hadn't fared well for us in the past, so we were willing to try it out because it was something that we wanted to do well. We set a trial period of 6 weeks and created it, and we investigated similar meetups around the country and found some words that we thought would trigger people more. So free parking, free coffee equaled the highest conversions when we use those words. The results, meetups went well with an average of 10 to 15 people per week. As you see in the picture there, that is an example of one of the events at our office. We didn't really change anything. We were already making coffee. We just made a little bit more. So every Tuesday, 8 to 9 a.m., zero money invested to start. After 6 weeks, we decided to keep it going because people were coming, and so we decided to keep doing it until the coffee ran out. Coffee ran out about 3 months in, and we were using one of those 100-cup industrial size coffee machines, and it was fine, but it was kind of a pain to fill up, and I just decided, okay, let's not use the big thing all the time. Let's try something different. So I invested in a 12-cup coffee maker on Amazon, and I believe it cost me about $15. It came the next day. I have Prime and additional coffee. So the total investment was for 5 large Folgers coffee containers plus filters plus a $15 machine is equal to $53. With an average of 10, so then we went on the bottom of that and said with an average of 10 people per meetup and 32 meetups hosted since we started buying coffee. Each person cost us roughly 0.165 cents per week, 17 cents per week. So how do we figure that out? 32 weeks, 10 people average, 320, and 53 divided by 320 is equal to 17 cents per person. So for less than 16 cents a person, we were able to convert these coffee drinkers into customers. How did we do that? Well, when we would take these individuals and those who brought up business, we would put them through our courses or tell them about specific events that we had, and we would put them through our playbook. And so the playbook is coming up in module number 5. And what's great about the playbook is it's not a plan. It's an executable piece. It's what did you do to get this, and then follow this each and every single time. A lot of templates there. Excited about giving you guys that. But you guys are gonna have some homework. So write 10 call to actions for your business, text only. Don't worry about the design. 10 call to actions for your business. 10 Facebook posts using the template above at the last slides, and come up with 10 webinar topics. And to recap, we talked about converting content to sales, call to actions, effective posts, and how to turn a in-person event into a money-making opportunity. So module 4 is next. Give yourselves a pat on the back. Module 3 is over. You got some homework though, so you can't go to 4 until you get done with that homework. And coming up next is how do you pay for all this? How do you pay for your business is next. One of our favorite modules, because you find out that you don't have to spend as much money as you probably think. So we'll see you guys soon. Get that homework done and keep up the good work.